If you're trying to sell AI automations in 2025, you're already too late. Because in this video, I'm going to show you why AI automation is a dead-end business model and what to sell instead if you want to close 10K deals and become irreplaceable. This is Mohammed. He works for $15 an hour, has a 100% job success rate, and 6 years of AI automation experience. And there are hundreds more just like him. Trying to build an AI automation agency right now is like being a factory worker before Ford built the assembly line. You spent years learning how to hand build everything, then machines showed up and did it faster, cheaper, and better. Selling AI automation in 2025 isn't building a business, it's building a Fiverr profile. My name is Nick. I made $82,000 last month selling AI consulting, and I've helped over 100 agencies learn this one thing. Clients don't pay for bots, they pay for a system that makes them money. In this video, you're gonna see why selling AI agents as an AI automation business is a race to the bottom, why business owners only pay for outcomes, and how to turn your offer into a high-ticket consulting system that makes you irreplaceable. So the first thing I want to touch on is that AI agents are a race to zero. They're cheap to build, easy to replicate, and clients don't understand the value. And really, at the end of the day, you're just not going to be able to charge enough, right? The only thing to compete on is price. You're up against freelancers who are smarter than you all over the world, right? So this is just from Upwork. I went on there and was able to find Mohammed, who is an absolute savage in the AI automation space. You can see he has a 100% job success rate, $20,000 earned. He only charges $15 an hour, right? So really, if he's able to have this much experience, able to build out really complex AI automation, and he's only charging $15 an hour, you're not going to be charging anywhere near what you need to for it to make sense for you, right? And if you do, then you're going to be working stupid hours in the weeds. You're not going to be able to replace Mohammed, who's a true expert in this, and make a profit, right? And the crazy thing is, people have only just started hearing about AI agents and AI automations and all this stuff, and it's already being commoditized. Imagine in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, how much more commoditized it's going to get. So if you're just getting started in AI automation, how long is it going to take you to learn to catch up to someone who has 6 years of experience and charges significantly less than even minimum wage in some places, right? So it's very, very tough. So the main thing is that you don't really want to focus on just AI automations in itself. You really want to focus on doing AI consulting, which we'll touch on. So I actually tried just selling AI appointment setters on their own, and it worked a little bit here and there. It wasn't really that profitable, and also it was actually pretty hard to sell. A lot of people didn't see the value in just AI appointment setters because, one, sometimes they didn't have the lead flow for an AI appointment setter to actually make sense. Two, they thought it was expensive, right? They thought it was actually expensive to implement, and they actually thought that there was a lot of softwares and stuff like that out there that they could actually utilize that was significantly cheaper. So AI appointment setters are relatively new. They're not really that old. But already in, I was doing it in all different types of niches. In majority of niches, they already thought that, it was becoming one of those things where you didn't have to pay that much for. So you need a lot of constant education to be able to educate them on the value of having an AI appointment setter, for example, but just AI in general, right? A lot of businesses need a lot of education around AI. They don't really know the best use cases for it and things like that. I had a really low close rate on it, and I would get a lot of objections, like think about it, because they wanted to compare pricing. They wanted to talk to others. There was someone else who pitched them for a cheaper price, et cetera, right? So what I switched to was focusing on selling full solutions that generate results instead. So this leads me to the question of how do you actually create an AI offer in 2025? So business owners at the end of the day don't buy tools, right? What they buy are outcomes and results. The only thing businesses have ever cared about since the dawn of time is how can I make more money? And if you can't help them make more money, they aren't going to pay you because they simply aren't going to see an ROI. Something that will never become commoditized is the idea that businesses always want more revenue. Having just an automation isn't a business. Being able to make someone money with your automation, now that's actually a business and offer you can sell, right? It's the result of what that automation can do for someone. It's not the automation itself that business owners actually care about. And to be honest, most business owners really don't know how that automation is actually going to benefit them. So you're actually better off educating them on how having an AI automation, an AI appointment agent, an AI agent in general is going to make them significantly more ROI. And when you do that, business owners who are going to pay you $10,000 only care about the outcome at the end of the day. They don't care about your AI dialer, your Zapier integration, or even your AI appointment setter, right? So what you have to do, and what has worked really well for me, is having a full service offer, right? So this is lead gen, AI appointment setting, and having consulting, right, at the end of the day. So this is a full service offer because most businesses always want more leads. At the end of the day, they always want more leads. The next issue they typically have is setting the appointment, right? So once they're overwhelmed with a bunch of leads, they don't really have time to call the leads, follow up with them. So we implement an AI appointment setter for them. Then naturally, once they start getting into, more appointments, right? Then typically one of two things happen. They either struggle with their sales process or they struggle with fulfillment. So in either case, we can consult them on one of those things. So usually I'll consult them on their sales process if they're struggling with closing. And this is simple stuff, right? Like helping them just implement basic sales strategies. The other thing is if they need help hiring, then what I'll do is I'll actually run a hiring funnel. I'll run Facebook ads that actually target the person they're looking to hire and help them, get a bunch of interviews and things like that to be able to hire, so that way they can handle the amount of work that I'm getting them, the amount of clients I'm getting them through the lead gen and AI appointment setter. So once you have that full service offer, you pretty much have basically everything, any sort of bottleneck from A to Z that they could run into to see an ROI. Then they're going to have more opportunity. If they get more appointments through the AI appointment setter, they're going to have more chances to close. Once they close, they're going to have fulfillment or sales issues, right? So really at the end of the day, you really want to focus on your core promise. And your core promise should be something like X amount of revenue in X time, or we work for free. That's a very simple offer to run. So for example, we'll get a roofer 5 roofing jobs in 30 days, or we work for free, right? So there's a lot of different offers you can create around that, right? So make it super specific to the industry that you're targeting. And this is really at the end of the day, what they care about is the core promise. Then you can pitch how AI and lead gen and all these things will help them get to their core promise, right? Of what you're saying. Now, at the end of the day, consultants get paid for thinking, not tinkering. So if you're not selling AI automations, then what do you actually sell? Well, AI consultants will make money in 2025. You need to look for new solutions to help your clients scale, which will make your offer scalable, sticky, and irreplaceable, right? Agencies are implementers. Consultants diagnose and prescribe. So you need to think of yourself as a consultant and where your role is. And your role should be helping with the strategy, because at the end of the day, most business owners know they need to implement AI, but they don't know how, right? There's so many home service business owners that I talk to every single day that have heard about AI. Obviously, they've heard about AI, but they don't really know how it fits into their business, right? So at the end of the day, they would much rather pay someone who's a consultant who can go in and audit their business and say, hey, this is where you could actually implement AI, and this is how it's going to make you money, right? So if you can be a consultant to help them identify gaps to make them more revenue, you're going to make significantly more money than a person who only does AI automation. So that was what I implemented with Haley. She was an agency owner who was doing okay. She was doing like $5,000 a month. But then as soon as we changed her offer to become a full service solution, we were able to implement a few different things, right? We were able to basically implement AI ads, AI appointment setters, lead gen, and consulting. And when we pitched the offer like that, she basically went from $5,000 a month to $26,000 a month simply by repositioning her offer, right? To actually show that, yes, we're going to implement AI and all these things, but that's not really the point. The point is I'm going to implement AI to make you a bunch of money, and that's all they care about. So you can see here, she basically hit $24,500, had another $1,500 renewal on the 24th, and was on track to hit $30,000 in a single month, which is absolutely amazing in the agency space. So with that being said, focus on the outcome, focus on building your offer as a full service solution, sell AI consulting instead of AI automations. And what you can do at the end of the day is hire people who are specialists like Mohammed to actually do the implementation for you, right? And you can go out and sell $10,000 packages and be able to hire Mohammed at $15 an hour and get amazing results for your clients. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.